Start reflection journal. So you have to come one by one and just proceed. Just discuss what the thing have been means discussed in the paper. I have given you two articles, so you have to discuss about both the articles. And okay, means what you have to just abstract means what methodology and its implementation. Okay, so please come one by one. Yes, how about you all? Yeah, yeah, come on, single. Yeah, come, go. And anyone may start. चलो ठीक है.
Good afternoon, sir. Bhagalpur, I'm BC from BC Bhagalpur. BC Bhagalpur. On the occasion of artificial intelligence in machine learning and healthcare and agriculture. We are here doing a lot of seminars and workshops. Day after week, and conclude and give us two articles paper, research papers. On this research paper, we learn from this research paper how to manipulate or access data from the different organization, and these data are on the base of diabetes. If the data is how to manipulate this data and use in diabetes patients to calculate his diabetes or which type, suppose like a type 1, type 2, and on the basis of glucose levels in these research, the data are manipulated with the use of different programming language that are based on the basis of the research paper. I read this research paper and satisfied with this research paper. I learned from this research paper on the basis, and I am trying to implement in own paper in future. Thanks.
Okay. Next.
Good afternoon, so the research paper which was given to us for community evaluation of classification method with PC and PSO for diabetes by Chobe et al. The research paper deals with in two phases. In first phase, data collection was done. One from by PIMA India data set from UCM machine learning repository, and in second and other local databases were collected from Bombay Medical Hall, Upper Bazaar, Ranchi, Jharkhand. And in phase 2, the data was evaluated in two approaches. In first approach, feature reduction was used. Feature reduction, various algorithm like PC and PSO, which reduces the data. 12 attribute of PIMA India, 8 attribute of PIMA India data in at four features, and 12 attributes of local data set in 6 features. And the various classification methods used, like localized data, like logistic regression, K-nearest neighbor, ID3DT, C4 point. Out of the all this classification method, for PC and PC logistic regression was best classification method, and on kernel based SVM, the C4.DT was best classification method used. Thank you.
My name is Ankur Kumar Rai, and I'm explain the research paper of implementation and analysis of classification algorithm of diabetes, and writer of Dilip Kumar Chobe. In this research paper, we discuss about how to detect diabetes. Diabetes in layman language, we say that the physiological condition where the blood glucose level is more than the predicted level of the human body. In this method, objective of this research is the prime objective of the work is to provide a novel classification technique for detection of diabetes in a timely and effective manner. Result of this research paper is a study of competitive analysis of outcome obtained by with and without the use of GA, yani genetic algorithm for the same set of classification technique has been done WRT performance assessment. It has been comparatively inferred with GA is helpful in removing insignificant attribute, reducing the cost of computation time, and enhance the ROC and accuracy. Thank you.
This.
Next, please. Proceed it.
Good afternoon, coordinators. Now I'm going to deliver the speech related to visit of industrial visit, which we have got in the form of the. We have gone for industrial visit on 19 December 2022 at Beaver's Service Center, which is situated in Kanchangarh at Bihar in Bhagalpur. A batch of ATAL of FDP, artificial intelligence and machine learning in healthcare and agriculture, dated 12 December 2022 to 20 December 2022, along with our faculty and coordinator Dr. Dilip sir, and we visited Beaver Service Center, which is Gunkar Seva Kendra, a unit of Government of India at Kanchangarh, Barari, Bhagalpur, which is situated in Bihar. This visit was mainly focused on to understand the procedures in how to implement AI and ML in agriculture based handloom to enhance the handloom technology to get natural color from natural plant. Students were split in many groups, and each group consists of 6 members or participants. Dr. Ramkrishna Das, Assistant Director, and their officers explained about the facilities available inside the center, their methods of training and processes and the equipments used for extraction of certain color and its component and the storage and coloring of cloth are done within a particular for spiritual purpose. Viewer Service Center, which is at Kanchangarh Barari in Bhagalpur. This had three departments: Freedom Group, Color Dyeing Department, and Viewer Department. Dr. Ramkish Das, Assistant Director, and the officers explained all about Viewer Service Center. And also,
You just discussed about journal. I'm not asking about industry visit. You have to just submit industrial visit. But you have to discuss about what? Journal. Reflection journal is mind paper. I gave you two
yes,
paper
yes,
now.
sir.
So you are discussing about it.
Yes, sir, the first article which our coordinators has given us performance evaluation of classification method with PCA and PSO for diabetes. And I am going to just summarize about this article. As we know that diabetes has become one of the major health concerns for the modern day population. As we know that we are going to first largest population country in the world in just few years. It also brings great responsibility to uplift the lifestyle of people. But due to IoT and machine learning and many more factors, unhealthy lifestyle, meager diet, genetics, obesity, etc. These are the factors which are the factor for increment of diabetes patient in our society. And the rapid growth in the number of diabetic patients urges the requirement for a state-of-the-art healthcare against such disease. Diabetic disease is such disease. If we find out that right, if we don't find it the right time, the right solution, then this will going to harm us. So, for early prediction of such disease can be useful for mitigating the risk associated with such disease. And this research proposed an indigenous efficient diagnostic tool for detection of diabetes. The proposed approach has the potential to be applied for effective and early diagnosis of the diabetes and its associated disease. And the second article which our coordinators has given us was the implementation and analysis of classification for diabetes. And I'm just going to summarize about also this article. And due to modern lifestyle and routine or genetic reasons, diabetes has emerged as one of the leading chronic diseases of the 21st century. As per Diabetes Atlas 2013 a report, it said that International Diabetes Federation nearly 382 million people in today's population are affected by diabetes, and this is estimated to rise 592 million by the year 2035. After China, India has the highest numbers of people with diabetes in total world population. Diabetes is a condition which implies that the glucose level is more than the prescribed level on a regular basis. It can occur when a body cannot deliver appropriate amount of insulin, which is expected to take care of the blood glucose. Diabetes can be controlled. Diabetes can be controlled on based on the control routine, doing physical exercise, and by taking oral and medical prescription. We have to go to the diabetologist. They will prescribe us the correct amount of medicine, and that we have to take to keep in the control level. Doctors work on clinical tested data and the report. It may be possible slight variation of one parameter distinctly get utilized and method for taking test effect result parameter. If we go to the pathologist and if the result report varies, then our blood sugar can vary. And so to enhance the decision making with available laboratory data and also to reduce the time consumed, an intelligent classification technique is essential, which would require some basic input data. Thank you, sir. I would like to conclude. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, all of you, and my dear coordinator. What is diabetes? Diabetes is a problem with human body that causes blood sugar levels to rise at a high level than normal level. Factors that influence in the life of human being via diabetes, unhealthy lifestyle, meager diet, genetics, obesity. There are two types of phases in our article. Phase 1, it deals with the collection of PIMA, Indian Diabetes Dataset from the UCI machine, Learning Repository Diabetes and Local Diabetes Dataset from Bombay Medical Hall, Upper Bazaar, Ranchi, Jharkhand, India. Phase 2, it explained that the acquired dataset are processed and analyzed using two different approaches. That's all. There are two approaches in phase 2 in a paper when I explained that. The first approach entails classification through logistic regression, k-nearest neighbor, ID3DT, C4.DT, and naive Bayes. Second approach. The second approach based on the two most important algorithms such that PCF, principal dimensionality reduction, and PSO, particle swarm optimization. Both algorithms work as a feature reduction or feature selection or attribute selection method. By using PC and PSO methods, suitable features are separated from the pool of available features. Thank you.
Okay, next.
Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, Ravikant. Uh, Second, generally, the implementation of analysis of classification of algo for diabetes. It is also based on the diabetic disease. In modern day, healthcare is effective treatment of disease which has emerged as one of the leading chronic diseases of the 21st century. As per Diabetic Atlas 2013, reported by the International Diabetic Federation, nearly 382 million people in today's population are afflicted by the diabetic. In the present work, genetic algorithm is used as the feature selection technique and use radial basis functions. Classification techniques are used that are RBF, NN, MLP, NM, NBs, J48, graph DT. Both type of technique have been applied on the localized diabetic dataset, that is LDD. The proposed approach consists of the following phases. Complication of the selection of the data set. The LDD has been collected from the Bombay Medical Hall, Ranchi, Jharkhand, India during the September 2015 to December 2015. Perform the classification technique by using RBF, NN, MLP, NN, NBs, and MLP, NN on LDD. Apply ZA as a feature selection technique. Perform the classification technique by using RBF, NN, MLP, NN, and J48 graph DT on selected feature in LDD. Phase. Next one is phase. Training for the RBF NN. What is the step? Steps are: first step is collect a data set. Step 2, divide the data set into training and test. Step 3, set the training parameters. Step 4, train the RBF NN structures. Step 5, obtain the accuracy and the weight between the layers. Okay, thank you.
Next. Next, आइए.
So I'm going to talk about the Dr. Dilip Chaubesal's journal on detecting diabetes using different algorithms. So in this case, the dataset used was demined in diabetes dataset in phase one. It was acquired and the localized diabetes dataset from Bombay Medical Hall. In the phase two, two approaches. First, logistic regression, KNN IT3DT, C4.5DT, and name-based algorithm has been used. In the second phase, PCA and ASO algorithm used classification. And the methodology which is proposed was principal dimensionality reduction (PCA), particle swarm optimization (PSO), as feature reduction, and logistic regression (KNN) are some other algorithms used to determine which has the most accuracy and RC. And also, there are some related work that has been done already in this field, which was ANFIS, which is Adaptive Neuro-Fuzzy Inference System. And these are for type 1 diabetes. For type 2 diabetes, fuzzy expert system was also used, which is FES, and PSO as a feature selection in KNN over it for classification. There are some researchers who have done this, who have done some of their work on this diabetes prediction, and they used like Ali has used an based SMOK star. They use data sets like credit and square. And Mr. Sharma has used decision tree K star on rainfall and additional population. Like that, they have done several other methods have been used to detect which is the best algorithm for this database classification. Now, the aim of the research was the research manuscript was to facilitate an efficient, accurate, indigenous diagnostic method for detection of disease or diabetes. Uses of algorithm in diabetes, KNN is simple, powerful, and one of the algorithm which I am going to talk about is KNN, which is KNN is a simple, powerful, non-parametric, lazy learning algorithm used for classification, which stores all available cases and subdivided two cases based on similarity measure. Algorithm is store the training instances in an array of data prior to serial completely real distance. So this is how KNN algorithm works for detecting the accuracy of the diabetes. Thank you very much.
Next candidate.
First journal was on performance evaluation of classification method with PCA and PSO for diabetes by Dr. Dilip Kumar Chaubey. Diabetes early prediction of such diabetes can be very useful for mitigating the risk associated with such disease, in which there are two phases. First phase deal with the collection of Indian diabetes data set from the UCI machine learning and repository database and localized diabetes data set. And phase two was the acquired data set are processed and the analysis using the two different approaches, in which first approach was Intel classification through logistic regression, K nearest neighborhood and navy base. Second approach was employed PCA and PCO algorithm for the feature reduction prior to the classification of data set using the method used in the first approach.
Okay, next.
Good afternoon, Dr. Dilip Kumar Chaubey sir and everyone. I'm going to review the second journal, which was on implementation and analysis of classification algorithm for diabetes. It is also based on the diabetes disease in the modern day healthcare effective treatment of disease, which has emerged as one of the leading chronic disease of the 21st century. As per Diabetes Atlas 2013, reported by the International Diabetes Federation, nearly 382 million people in today's population are affected by diabetes. In the present work, genetic algorithm is used as a feature selection, and the classification techniques are used here as RBF, NN, MLP, and NB, J48 graph DT. Both the types of techniques have been applied on the localized diabetes dataset. The proposed approach consists of the following phases. The first one is compilation of selection of dataset. The second one is perform the classification technique by using RBF, NN, MLP, NN, MB, and MLP, NN on LDDs. The third one is apply GA as a feature selection technique, and the fourth one is perform the classification technique. And the phases here are training the RBF NN. Step 1, collect a dataset, divide the dataset into training and test, set the training parameters, train the RBF NN structure, obtain accuracy and the weight between the last layers. Thank you.
Okay, next.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rishabh from this area. I'll be overviewing the two articles given by Dr. Philip Kumar Chaubey. The first one article was a performance evaluation of classification methods with PCA and PSO for diabetes. So I will just summarizing it. So the diabetes has become one of the major health concerns for the modern day population. This can be attributed to a number of factors such as unhealthy lifestyle, meager diet, genetics, obesity, etc. So the rapid growth in the number of diabetic patients is the requirement for a state-of-the-art healthcare against such diseases. It can lead to visual deficiency, blood pressure, heart diseases, infection, and nerve harm, etc., which have proved to be life-threatening in long term. So early diagnosis can help the mankind. This manuscript has been processed into two parts. In the first part, the PIMA Indian diabetes dataset was collected from the UCI machine learning repository dataset, and localized diabetes dataset was calculated from Bombay Medical Hall. Upper Bazaar, Ranchi, Jharkhand, India. Altogether, the 5 classification methods used in both the approaches are namely logistic regression, KNN, ID3 decision trees, C45 decision tree, naive Bayes. We can observe that the classification method performances for both the dataset are different. So the performance of a classifier depends on the dataset, and therefore one should not entirely rely on particular classification method. And coming to the second article, which was implementation and analysis of classification algorithms for diabetes. Summarizing it, I'd say in this era of cutting edge research, so one of the ubiquitous facilities accessible to modern man is the state-of-the-art medical care. Yet diabetes has emerged as one of the major ailments affecting the present generation. So the prime necessity of this age has transformed into providing cheap and sustainable medical care against such major diseases like diabetes. In this article, the proposed work comprises of 4 phases. In the first phase, localized diabetes dataset has been compiled and collected from Bombay Medical Hall, Mahabir Chowk, Pyada Toli, Upper Bazaar, Ranchi, Jharkhand, India. The limitation of the study may be because of the fact that the dataset has been collected in a particular demography and not consisting of a large number of instances. In this work with the application of genetic algorithms as a feature selection technique, improvement has been observed in almost every parameter of every classification technique except for the G48 graft decision tree, and can be said to achieve the goal of feature selection technique. So it may be concluded that the GA used in conjunction with classification method facilitates in achieving the stated results. Thank you.
Okay, so remaining person will give their reflection general idea later. So right now I am going to conclude. I am going to end the session. Thank you everyone, and for the rest I will take it later. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.